Hello everyone and welcome back on Ladybooks. Welcome back on this new video that will be quite different from what you see usually on this channel, because for the first time on Ladybooks we are not talking about books or TV shows or K-drama, but you're gonna see it's kind of will spiral around and come back to books and K-drama at the end of the day, but it will not be like directly linked to books and K-dramas, since we will be talking more generally about something that I kind of wanted to discuss with you and to discuss with internet community, to see what you think about that and if you've ever thought of that and if you feel that too. And you may have read that in the title of the video. It will be needing vacation from my vacation, and more generally it will be kind of like illustrating and showing how sometimes even taking some time off from what we usually do, work or school or uni or your daily activity, taking some time off from that can become overwhelming, and how taking a vacation can become overwhelming. So without further blah blah, I'm gonna leave you with the introduction and see you after that. First of all, I think it would be interesting to start off how I thought of the concept of a video like this. Like, it's very dumb. I was talking with a friend of mine and we were like complaining on how tired we were at the end of vacation. We were both still traveling, each one of us like on her own travel, on her own vacation destination, but we were talking on WhatsApp and we were like, we are so drained of our energy. We are like so excited to come back home just to rest, to rest from our vacation, because we need vacation. Literally, we were using this term, we need vacations from our vacation. So this is how the concept of the video rose. And I just want to highlight that this is in no means complaining about having vacations. And I am so beyond grateful to be able to be on vacation and to travel for vacation and to leave like my house for vacation and to go somewhere else for vacation and to just claim the right to have a vacation and to be on vacation. I am beyond grateful for that. I would not trade my vacations for nothing and my travels for nothing in the world. So this is not complaining about having vacation. This is more like stating some facts and observing some things and observing a very overwhelming lifestyle that we tend to fall into. So the second reason why I decided to film this video is because I actually noticed that I was not alone in this kind of vicious circle of being overwhelmed by vacation. And I'm gonna explain to you how and why later on the video. Don't worry. I noticed that we are a lot, whether like in my circle like friends or family or like people on the internet in general, I noticed that a lot of people tend to be overwhelmed when they are on vacation because they just don't know what to do of that sudden free time. So I want to highlight that this is in no means like a video that will be a miracle solution for all the doom, overwhelm that we could feel during vacation, or for all the doom little habits that make us feel overwhelmed when we are on vacation, or the doom ways of thinking that make us feel overwhelmed during vacation. So this is not a miracle video or miracle solution. If I had a miracle solution, believe me, I would not film a 20 minutes video about it or more. I don't know how this video will last, how long this video will last, but I will absolutely not be filming a 20-30 minutes video about it. I will be just giving you the miracle solution. Here, take it, I found it. So I have no solution. I just wanted to state the mere fact that we are sadly falling, even during our free time, in the dangerous patterns of capitalism and of in the rush of daily life, even when we are supposed to slow down, take it easy during vacation. And I noticed that this is a more and more common phenomenon in, as I said, whether it's in my close circle of the people around me or in the in general, when I read like articles or stories of people on the internet, I noticed that this is more and more common. So I decided to state that on a video, so we can maybe I'm making you discover that. Maybe you were not conscious of that. Maybe you do not live that. I certainly hope you do not live that. Maybe we can kind of try to brainstorm and find a solution together, or maybe we can just discuss that and like stare at this fact, because I think that the first step in finding a solution to any problem or to anything really is to recognize that it's there. This is like the first step, and we're doing the first step together. So let's dive into why we sometimes need vacations from our own vacation time. This is like a personal experience. As I said in the beginning, in no means I'm generalizing that this is how everyone live their vacations or feel about their vacations. This is very personal, but as I said, since I noticed that a lot of people kind of seem to be living that, I decided to talk to you about it. Well, so when I'm on a vacation, whether I am actually traveling or not, I kind of feel this high pressure to do all the things that I couldn't do much of when I have university on. So when I have classes, obviously you like a lot of time of your day and of your weeks and of your months are taken by attending classes, doing work for classes, studying for your classes, preparing for your classes. And whether that can, that can be really fulfilling, this is not the question, but you do not really have time for your other kind of hobbies or passions. Well, I still like during uni time, I still watch my TV shows, I still read my books, I still crochet, I still go to the gym, I still do yoga, I still do all the things that I like doing on my free time, but I don't do them as much, totally normal. So when I'm on a vacation, I'm like, yes, I can do all the things that I couldn't find the time to do when I had class. And then starts the doom circle and starts the overwhelming pressure of what to do. I just want to do it all at the same time. For example, I just want to, simple things really, nap a little more, maybe fix my sleeping schedule by sleeping a little more hours during the night, and crochet more, like engage into a very heavy crochet project, and read more, like instead of reading 2 books a week, I'm gonna read 4 books a week. This is just mere examples. I'm not like giving any specific numbers or anything. I'm not saying that I usually read 2 books a week. I need to catch up on this TV show because there is like 1 or 2 seasons waiting for me, and I want to spend quality time with my family. I want to travel and see my family. I also want to spend quality time alone. I want to go to the gym a little more. I want to do longer yoga practices. And the examples go on and on and on, and I can think of a million things I could like illustrate this thing with. And during summer vacation, this phenomenon and this overwhelm and this like pressure is even amplified because the duration of the break is longer. Like you stay out of school, out of university for 2 to 3 months really, and so you have so much time in front of you, and you find yourself really, it's like New Year's resolutions. You're like, I want to do this and that and that, and learn this new language and learn this new skill, and then meet these people, and then spend time alone, and then spend time with people, and then do that and that. And you, at the beginning of vacation, it feels like very doable, but you really cannot do it all because, well, surprise, it is physically impossible, and time cannot stretch for an infinite amount of space, even if you wanted to. So you end up sacrificing, for example, your sleep time, like sleeping very late in order to do some of the activities you wanted to do, and then you end up very tired during the day, and you, with all the pressure you're putting on yourself, you end up drained of your energy and ending up like not satisfied with everything you do, because whatever you're doing, it's not going to be enough, because it's not going to reach the unreachable goal you set up for yourself. And this becomes a problem because all the things you did because they were fun and they made you happy, they become kind of like goals to scratch out of a to-do list. And if you don't make them happen, which you won't, because you cannot possibly humanly have all the time to do all of that, if you don't make them happen, you feel very unsatisfied with yourself and you start blaming yourself for not doing all that and for being a failure. Even if you've accomplished so much, you start treating yourself like a failure and you end up wanting to do nothing anymore, and everything feels like it's so much pressure and everything feels like it's so much. And when you think that coming back from any travel and coming back from any vacation can fix all these problems, it's actually quite the difference, because coming back from your vacation, you just fall back into another vicious circle, which is like, for example, since we are taking the example of a summer vacation and coming back like to university or to work, when you come back, you're like preparing for back to school, you're implementing these little new habits, you are falling back into some other patterns and some other rushy patterns that make you fall back into this very rush, and then so on and on and on. And here we find that even resting has been capitalized, and we have, what I mean by resting has become very capitalized on, it's because we tend to have more and more of this urge of being productive, even with resting, even with our free time. And this is something like capitalism. I know I'm not saying capitalism very I know this is not very academic of me for an academia girl. This is not very academic of me to not define what I mean by capitalism before moving on to using it in the video. But when I say capitalism here, I'm not talking about any just the economical aspect of it, because this is why what the normal person, the average person, tends to think of when we say capitalism. Well, capitalism is bigger than that, and we'd need a whole other video to talk about capitalism. And capitalism goes into being a lifestyle and into the very, very, very tiny habits and things we do routinely every day. So we don't realize that, but capitalism always is pushing us to make profits, to be productive, and where sometimes, yes, it's important to be productive, it's important to have a goal and to achieve it and to have a result. Sometimes some things really don't need to be that. And the first thing is resting. Resting should not absolutely be productive, and we should not at all set a goal for resting. Resting should be more of something we do for ourselves and just ourselves, without owing anyone, even ourselves, an obligation of results. So needing a vacation on your vacation was really just a way to illustrate this day-to-day pressure we are putting on ourselves to be productive, to be more, to be everything at once, and it's just not doable at all. And I am starting to notice that after spending like months and maybe years in this very doomy loop, and in this loop where I am constantly pushing myself to do more and to do it all at once, and it's becoming very tiring, and at force you end up like not enjoying the things you are supposed to be enjoying, and I really hate that. I was reading an article the other day, and it was really about how not to force yourself to be everything all at once, and not to force yourself to transform your hobbies and your passions and the things that make you happy into something absolutely productive. So, and how to allow ourselves to just slow down and be and exist simply. And us just existing and being can simply actually be enough. And I don't have a miracle solution to do that. That article that I've read, I'm gonna link it in the description, also doesn't have a miracle solution to do that, and the writers, the person who wrote the article, was clearly stating that she, in the way she was allowing herself to just be and exist, is not like an easy journey. It's not just something like you snap your fingers and suddenly it's not important to you to be productive with all your time, and to be productive even in the smallest activities like reading books or watching TV shows, since this is the concept of this channel, that are supposed to be just watching things in your free time to make you happy. How you start feeling the urge to be productive even with that. This is not something that you can do like from one day to the other. This is not a transformation, like allowing yourself to just exist and to just be. This is not something you can do very simply and very quickly, because we are the product of society, and we are the product, whether we like it or not, of capitalism, because our societies are very capitalistic. And again, capitalism here is in the way we behave, the way we think, the way we force ourselves to be productive all the time, whether we are conscious of it or not, whether we are we feel it deeply or not. This is the truth, and I really hope that together we can find maybe a way of life that is slower, that is more into, because it's important to, you know, the famous saying of like, don't be just a passenger of your own life, be the main character of your own life. While I'm totally 100% okay and encouraging this idea of being the main character of your own life, sometimes it's actually cool to be just a passenger, not in the way of letting others take decisions for you, or not taking decisions for yourself, or not taking decisions at all, or being very passive. No, but in the way that sometimes we need to just pause and to contemplate and to just be, really, and to just let life take us. And this is also being the main character. Being the main character is not just 100% productivity all the time. Being the main character is also sometimes staring at your life and looking at yourself and contemplating life. So I don't know if what I've been saying and chatting about in this video sounds familiar to you, or if I am pointing out something very new for you. I don't know if you're experiencing that in your life. I certainly hope you do not. But if you do, just know that I'm not gonna say it's normal, because I don't want to normalize a way of life that is very pressury, but I just want to say that you're not alone, that we are a lot in this doom circle. I certainly know that I am not alone. Different people tend to put on themselves different levels of pressure. So you may be experiencing that on a higher or lower level than other people. But the fact is, we sadly live in societies that are and were designed in order to always push us to be productive and always push us to seek results. And I'm not saying that in a victim kind of way, or victimizing us, or saying we're just hopeless and we can do nothing about it. We certainly can. And the fact that we realize it doesn't make us victims at all. And the fact that we are realizing that we kind of live in a way that is very rushing and very pressury and very overwhelming is in itself an act of self-healing and of self-realization that we can do something about it. So this is not a video to sob or to complain or to play victim or to say that, well, we cannot do anything about it, that's life. Actually, we can do a lot of things about life, and we can choose to slowly, this is not going to be miraculous and like very, very fast. We can choose to actually slow down and to be sometimes just the passengers of life and the contemplators of life. Maybe I'm going to be filming in the future if I find it in my heart, and if I find like some creative way to film it, like maybe some strategies or some of the things I'm gonna be try to implement little by little in my daily life in order to put less pressure on myself when it comes to things that should not be done with pressure, like resting and allowing yourself to rest and to just be and to just do nothing really, or to just do something and not expect yourself to have a result from it. Thank you all for following this video with me. If you liked it, don't hesitate to subscribe and to chit chat with me in the comments and to tell me what you think in the comments, and to follow me also on Instagram and on TikTok. I post like on more daily basis on there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, bisous, je vous aime.